so far when Blaze of Stone has been playing live, we have been using GD-Tech DSPs 1101s. They are very fantastic units for its age. They are from 2007 and they still hold up. They have some modern updates with IR capabilities and shit like that. So that makes them actually a very competitive option to most modern modelers out there, especially for its size, because if you want to have rack units, they are unbeatable, because most rack units today are like three height sizes, and GSPs are just one height size, height, I don't know how to say it. But if we're playing outside more, I want to have something more compact. Emil has an XFX floor model, whatever they're called, I don't know what they're called, so that's one option for him. But I don't have anything like that right now. I only have the DSPs. So I'm going to make a little tier list here of what I'm interested in. And the tier list looks like this. And I have sorted this by expensiveness. So the first option is more expensive. The last option is the least expensive. And first off we have the Kemper Player, which is probably one of the more professional units in this list, and they go for 800 euro or something. And the same goes with the Line 6 Helix HX Stomp, whatever they're called. They are the same price. They have some different features that I want to mention. And then we have this guitar here from Mower, which is a guitar with a built-in modeler. That's pretty cool. And of course I chose this one because it looks pretty much like my other guitars, you know. It's white with black pickguard. Perfect. And then we have the Emperor Houghton 2, which is coming down a bit in price. This is at about 500 euro. And then we have the Big Boy Tonex, which is about 400 euro. We have the what the fuck is this? The Valeton GP200 LT at about 350 euro, 300 euro something. Then comes the Mower P2, which has a price of about 270 euro, I think. And this one about this is also Mower S1. I don't remember the price. What is it, like 200? Let me check quickly. Actually, I was wrong. It was this is actually the cheapest of them all, I think. This is about 170 euro. And then we have the Boss IR2, which is a Boss pedal basically. And the Line 6 Pod Express, and the Tonex the Tonex Mini Boy, the Tonex 1. And if we're gonna make two lists here, we have the sound quality wise, I think, just a quickie here of sound quality, I think these three are like the top tier here. Kemper is well known, it's an old technology by now. They have been surpassed by Tonex. I forgot the Tonex Big Boy. From comparisons that I have been watching on YouTube, like actual comparisons back and forth, I would say that these are the top contenders. Then I guess we have these guys. The Mowers, the Line 6s, and then I don't know about these ones. I put them there for like ignorant reasons. So can I set this list? Oh wait, anyway, let's put them all down here. And now let's make this list again, because I didn't know that everything will be like that. Okay, anyway, I will go like this. The units that I'm least interested in based on features is probably the ones that does not have a MIDI in, because if we're playing, we're usually a live player, which serves as backing track player, click track player, and it also has a MIDI out, so it can automate our settings for the guitars. Like when the solo hits, the solo starts, and when the solo ends, the solo patch ends. So it's all automatic. That's really nice. But that's not going to be like a complete deal breaker if it has enough settings on board. So for example, we have I can... Okay, so now I have reset the whole list here. They are not longer by price range. To eliminate the options. MIDI is important, but it's not a complete deal breaker if it is cheap enough or has enough buttons to choose your own settings. So if I will choose one that goes away completely, it would be the Boss. The Boss is just lacking all the features that I need. It's probably a cool thing for what it is, but not for me. And the same could go for the Tonex. I put it here because it is probably the best sounding of the bunch. Actually, I was checking a comparison with the Tonex 1 and the Big Boy Tonex, and actually the Tonex 1 has a bit lower latency in the audio to digital conversion, so that's pretty cool. Otherwise they are supposed to sound the same, but a bit lower latency is always nice, especially when you coupling it up with the digital inner monitor mixes and shit. That always adds a bit to the latencies and shit. So I would say that this one goes here. Actually, it actually is a bit attractive because of the price. It just costs 200 euro. It has fully good sound quality and well, it lacks most effects. It has 2 channels and reverb, so I can go between distorted rhythm channel and then distorted solo channel with reverb, but I would rather have delay. But if you put like pre-delay on the reverb, maybe it sounds a little bit like a delay, so you can kind of hack it that way. So this could work for Bronze maybe, where I don't really play much clean guitar, but maybe I will. We don't really play much clean guitar with Blazing Stone either, so well, it's a cool unit. And the smallest and most compact of the bunch, if we exclude this one. But this one actually also has this one, the Mower P2. I'm not sure I'm not sure where to put it because it's a bit different from the others. It has the MIDI in, but it doesn't have MIDI out from what I know. So you can get MIDI in, but not out. So if we're playing, if Emily's using his Axe-Fx floor model, it needs to go through him and to me, which is fine, it's not a big problem. But it has all the sound effects that you would need, and I guess it's a nice unit, but it's a bit, it feels like one of those like things that I would like to have as a little complement to the others. But in that case, I think I'd rather go with the Tonex because I don't know, it's difficult. No, actually, this one has more. You can have 4 channels in this one, and you have all the different effects and shit. So 4 channels, all the effects you need. Of course, it gets and it has MIDI in, so of course it's a more usable unit. Could be great for Bronze when when it's only me playing, and I only need to go in on it and not out, even if it's a solvable thing. I will put this guitar here, the Mower guitar, probably down here, and the reason is not because of the spitting here. The reason is not because of the modeling things, because I'm sure that the modeling is fine, but it will really limit myself to having one guitar. And if I want to have a backup guitar, I need to get another Mower, because I cannot just have that guitar. It's a really nice idea to have a guitar that goes straight to the PA and you can just go or to headphones or whatever. That's really cool. It's a very cool feature, but it's not very practical, because if you probably need to have a backup guitar in case the string goes, and if your string goes on this one, you're fucked. You can't really go on with the show with another guitar and still have the same sounds. So that's a bummer, of course. I will put it actually down here. Now, it's a cool idea, but it's not for me. And then this one, the Mower S1. Where do I put this? It has 4 channels with easy access. I don't think it has MIDI, so that means that you cannot really automate this one. But it's I don't know, man. Where can I put it? I think I put it in here. It's without the MIDI. It's not very usable, but it has cool features, I guess. Let's go to the Valiton. Valiton is actually a high contender. I've been checking demos, and the sound quality is probably good enough for live use, probably good enough for studio use, but and of course if you have your IRs that you like, of course you will find sounds that you like, but it's one of those brands that is not like super talked about, but the price is also very attractive. It's just above €300. So that of course helps with like the features. It has lots of features for the price, and it has MIDI in, MIDI out with a little like TRS type connection. So that's a bit weird, but it's not a deal breaker. It's probably usable. Yeah, it's not the top contender, but and then we have the big boy Tonex. I put it here. I would actually rather go with the small Tonex than the big boy Tonex, because if you don't have delay or other effects in this thing built in, it's kind of boring, or whatever I want to call it. It's boring. It's not as useful as it could be. If it had just a chorus or delay, I would probably be all over it, because in one way these are the best sounding. The Tonexes have the best sounding sound captures of amps. They have surpassed the Kemper for sure. There's audio proof of it, null tests. They have been phase cancelling, and the Tonex is just more accurate to the source. And Kemper fanboys can debate that all they want, but the battle is lost. Tonex has taken over, and Kemper needs to put out the Kemper 2 with better, and then they will be proven wrong, and then they will be all like, oh, but no, Kemper is the best one, while pretending that they are still the best one, even though they have been... Kemper fanboys are weird, but that's not to say that it's a bad unit. It's a fantastic unit, and that's why I'm actually putting the Kemper up on my top list, because even though I know that the Tonexes are... no, wait. Let's drag it down here. I will tell you why. Even though the Tonexes are more accurate, we're talking about scientifically level here. The Kemper is still fantastic. It sounds amazing. You might need to do a little bit of tweak to get it to sound exactly like your thing that you're profiling, but it's not really that important. I don't think so. You can just go through the... It doesn't matter for the audience. It doesn't matter for you. It doesn't matter for the studio. It's a good unit. Scientifically speaking, a bit behind, but it's an old technology by now, and they just put it out in a different format. And why this is up here and not up here is because it does not have a MIDI. So if I'm gonna spend €800 on something, I want to have something that can be automated with MIDI, because otherwise I feel like I'm throwing away my money. If this had a MIDI, I would probably go with it, because it is a Kemper after all. And I'm very familiar with Kempers, because I used to have a Kemper rack unit for a few years, and it was very useful. But then I realized, fuck, I don't really need it, because when I'm recording, I'm usually using plugins. I mean, if I still had the Kemper, I would still use it. But when it comes to live use, it was a three unit rack mount instead of the digital DSPs, which are much slimmer and more size efficient. So of course I went with the DSPs, because we need to save space when we're out and play live. And that's part of why we're doing this tier list here. And now we're up to the new top contenders. And I will just put this up here right now. It does not have a MIDI, so it cannot be automated. And a cool feature with this is that you have two buttons on it, which means that you can only have the 2 channels, but you can buy a little extra pedal with 2 switches, and you can actually have 4 channels. And I don't doubt that this is a nice sounding unit, but that the fact that you have to buy more stuff to get more use out of it, I don't know about that. So now we're at my top 2 contenders, and this one goes up here, the Line 6 HX Stomp, because it has everything I need. It has 3 buttons, because normally if I play live, I mean, I'd only use rhythm, solo, and a clean tone, generally speaking. So if I need to do a manual switching, it has what I need. 4 buttons would be nice, but it's not super necessary. And it has the MIDI in and out, so it can be automated, and it's a Line 6, so generally speaking they have a bad reputation, but they also have like a very loyal fan base, and everybody is people are sharing presets and stuff just like the Kemper, so there's a lot of resources to get nice sounding presets and shit with this one. But I was just yesterday checking some comparisons to another unit that I was a bit unaware of. The Hotone Emperor 2. And this one is the winner. Well, okay, so I've already spoiled this one is the winner if I need to buy something. Because this one comes right in between in the price range of the Kempers and the Line 6 HX Stomp at 800 and the small units at about 200. This one is at 500 euros. So it's a very nice price range. It's not too expensive, but it also has all the features and more. Yes, it's true. It actually has more features than I could have imagined. And I will go about that. Okay, so first off, it has the 3 buttons. I can choose 3 manual tones if I don't have all the automating MIDI bullshit. And so that's super nice that you can have the 3 buttons. 4 would be nice, but 3 is enough. And you have the MIDI. And to me the sound of it was better than the Line 6. But that is also like, he was trying the same amp through the same amp models inside through literally the same IR cabs to check how they sound through the same IR cab. And it sounded like this one had a bit more, I don't know what to call it. I mean, I'm not shitting on the Line 6 or anything, because it's a good unit. I would not be unhappy with it. But this one just seemed to have a bit more like open-ended, high-end sound that felt a bit lacking in the Line 6. In a concert environment, this will not mean shit, and probably in a mix it will not mean much. But if I'm gonna put money on something, I want to put money on something that I can trust. And this one has. But the main feature that I learned about is that this one has 2 inputs and 2 outputs, which means that you can use 1 input and get 2 outputs as a stereo. So if you're playing 1 guitar, you can get a stereo effects out. Wow, what a surprising feature of a digital modeler, because everybody else has that too. Yes, but this actually can split up the 2 inputs in 2 different 2 different routes inside and get out to the other side, which means if you have 2 guitarists in the band, both can play through this one and actually have have independent inputs and outputs, which is an amazing feature. And that itself is a big selling point for me, because I like to downsize everything. And for example, I would still probably prefer if I take this and Emil takes his Axe Effects or something. That would probably be the preferable way, because when I'm automating the MIDIs in Cubase to write up the arrangements of the songs, I make them individual for each person. But I can also make an alternative MIDI for a dual unit thing like the Emperor here. And then I would have, like, for example, instead of 2 individual MIDI tracks that shows solo and then lead guitar and then clean guitar for each person, I would have a list of different scenarios. For example, I would have 1 MIDI for when Emil plays solo but I play rhythm, and then when both play rhythm, that is another note, and then when he plays clean guitar, then so there needs to be more MIDI notes to send out to this one, because there can be different scenarios, for example, and also there needs to be one for when both play leads and so that's a whole another issue to take care of. But it seems like a fun thing to do inside the little laboratory of the home studio. But as a standalone unit, it seems to be amazing as well. So we have a winner. Then if I actually buy this one, that's another question, because we're not we're not really playing that much live outside Sweden at the moment, so and I'm not exactly bathing in money here, but it is one option for sure. So let's see about that. Thanks for watching. Buy stuff. Bye.